Another hobby.
Or go back to Mexico. Why are they in Mexico? Are they not going there
I
anymore?
don't think they're going there anymore. I think
Really?
everybody they used to go down there with kind of quit going and retired. I don't think they're going down there anymore.
What I have here, we've been doing some changes with our telephone service. I don't know if you remember, Clayton, I think, does, when we had CenturyLink, we tried calling in there and it just, nothing,
Right.
they wouldn't come out and fix it or anything else. It was down for several days. So we've been looking at other services, so we are in the process of changing over part of it to AT&T. And it's actually going to be cheaper in the long run. And this is going to be the cost for our switchover. There's a little bit of cost involved of it, but it'll all come out of 911 money. So it won't really cost anything. And it's dropping our bill probably by 20 to 25% it's supposed to. Is what they've worked that long. So basically I'm just making you aware of it. And like I say, if it doesn't cost the county money, it comes out of 911 reserve fund, so.
Yeah. So if you need to have them come out and work on something or do something, where does AT&T have an off? Where would that person come out of, do you know?
I want to say the closest is probably Wichita. Of course, on our CenturyLink, we weren't getting anybody. We had,
They had pretty much abandoned us out here, Century.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's, so, and also we're making some difference in our radio logs system. We're actually getting caught up to all the surrounding counties. It's a CAD system is basically what it's referred to. It's just more of an update, more information. Instead of us having to put something in 3 or 4 different times, we can put it in once and it'll go into the appropriate areas and spots. Just, it's a programming deal.
Okay.
And most of that will be paid out of the 911 too. Some will probably have to come out of my reserve because it will pay for the dispatcher's portion, but the officers who have access to it, they won't pay for the officers because we're not dispatchers and we're not part of APCO, so I'll have to pay that out of reserve fund, but that's coming up. We're just, when someone asks what kind of radio service we have and we tell them, they said, "Are you on CAD?" No, they kind of
Look
laugh.
at you like,
Yeah. It should have been done 10 years ago or more because we had a grant for it and it got,
Forgotten about.
no, the money was used some way, but it didn't bring up a CAD system like it was supposed to.
All right.
Yeah. And that individual's no longer here, so.
Will AT&T be working down in the basement to,
They're gonna have to.
because
do a
some of
little
that
bit.
stuff is sitting on the floor, we noticed last week.
Yeah. Most of our stuff is actually upstairs
In
in
that-
our room beside us.
But there's still that big console thing down there, and then there's like 3,
Battery backups.
they're on the floor. I don't think they should probably get wet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't know if,
didn't look at 'em.
I would have them go down there.
I do know we're gonna have to probably take out of my reserve fund, we're gonna have to have another plug-in or something put into there, because they'll need their own plug-in for their system.
Okay.
But overall, I mean, most of this, 75% is gonna be paid through 911, and the rest I'll just take out of my operating reserve. But I'm just making you aware of it. We're trying to get it done as fast as we can, since we should have had it done so many years ago.
Yeah.
And basically, just making you aware of it.
Sounds good.
that'll work.
Okay. That's all I had, just catch up.
Yeah.
Do we don't need a motion or anything for this, do we?
No, it's
Okay.
not.
That'll work.
911.
If, I do have a question about 911. If a guy, I've never called 911, if I called in, would it go straight to our dispatchers?
You signed that?
It depends, especially if cell phones, everyone uses basic cell phones, so it depends on which tower it hits off. Sometimes it'll go to Barton County and they'll send it to us, or Pawnee County. We get a lot of ones out of Reno County that come to us. It just depends what it hits. And
So if it goes,
they can transfer it just right directly to that county if they need.
They just
so if
did
it goes to Barton and they say emergency, would they say Barton County?
They should say it's Barton County emergencies and then you'll give them an address, whatever, let them know that you're in Stafford County and they'll transfer.
Okay.
But yeah, depending on how close you are to the county line or just where you're at for a cell phone reception tower, is where it hits and goes.
Mhm.
That's always been a real pain to me. I don't understand why we can't keep it in our own county, but we
Yeah.
can't. But a lot of Stafford, you get on the east side of Stafford and things like that, sometimes it'll hit Reno County, and sometimes Reno County will hit and come to us. No rhyme or reason why.
Then if you're down south, it'll hit Yucca Tower.
Sometimes out of Pratt.
And go to Pratt.
See, I think, my numbers are 546, so that's
You're off the
you
Yucca
can
Tower, same as
clear on the north end of
the county.
so
It'll hit the closest tower where,
Yeah.
it's supposed to hit the closest tower where it'll pick up reception.
so it's more what tower it hits on, what not, what tower hits on.
Instead of- I think back then, it was more of a billing purposes coming out of those, they have like, we've got so many numbers that can come out of this tower system or whatever.
Okay.
'Cause I never really understood why we had IUCO towers too.
Yeah.
And actually, it's actually south of Fires, but they call it the IUCO towers. So,
So I wonder where the one up at Ike and Joe's corner,
there is a cellular one 2 miles away. Great big tower back, it's to
To the west.
and south a little bit right there.
Yeah.
There's that big tower there. That's where the IQ Joe one is.
And it's a cellular one?
Yeah, I bet I know it's not Nextech,
I thought it was Verizon.
it might be, probably Verizon, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, that's the other big common one, it'd be Verizon for our area. But depending where you're at, because of all the electrical lines there, it'll make you drop calls like crazy too. Yeah, you go a little bit to the east there, towards
Yeah.
towards the refuge, you gotta be just at a good spot to even call in.
Right.
Yeah, and you're
About
close
like
to the
north of
tower.
Maxville.
Pardon?
North of Maxville's like that too. You
And then you sit south
Take
of
off.
Nashville and Sand Hills.
Yeah.
You-
get to Dan Abe's house, and you can't make.
There's a dead spot there.
You can't make a phone
Yeah.
call. It's even bad enough if you're on the phone, it'll just drop the call.
Mhm.
That's like going down Eden Valley Road right there around Divorce.
Yeah.
My neck stick drops all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because one time we thought about it with the sheriff's office going to Verizon because they were going to put a tower in Maxville.
Yeah,
But they've never done it.
yeah,
And then to be on Verizon, if you're in my house on Verizon, you have to go outside front porch.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go outside the house and make a call.
See, when it was Alltel, I used to have good reception at my house. Then when it went to Verizon, they lost some of the deals. You couldn't make a call from my house.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Well, you could before,
Yeah.
and then,
So then I had to go to next day.
next day, yep. So,
it's amazing in this day and age, you have to worry about cell phone reception.
Yeah.
everybody and most homes, that's all they have anymore.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have a landline if it wasn't for a fax machine.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of other people are the same way.
Yeah, I wonder how long we'll still have landlines out in the country. That's a huge expense when you got miles and
them to
miles and just one or
Yeah.
two people on them.
Yeah.
A lot of times people trench their own, won't fix them. If nobody calls, nobody calls, you know?
I haven't used my, I don't know, my wife uses my home landline at home, and
Yeah.
I haven't used it in probably a year or more.
Yeah, we dropped ours a couple years ago.
Yep. So, that's all I have, guys.
All right.
All right.
As long as my iPhone 5 keeps working, we're all right.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the December 1st, 2021 meeting.
Second?
And move the second to adopt the minutes of December 1st. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Claire, are you okay with these 2 tax roll corrections?
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve the 2 tax roll corrections.
Second?
Move the second, we accept the two tax roll corrections. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
I have a due statement from Great Plains Development. That, you know what they do. It's $1,000 and some dollars. If you guys want to do that again.
What is that, Great Plains Development?
They're out of, aren't they out of
Dodge
Dodge?
City, yeah.
They help with grants and stuff. I don't know.
It's just one of those things.
Does any of our department people
It's more for like I think Carolyn uses them, doesn't she? And
Carolyn Dunn.
I think the cities have used them. As far as the county, I don't know if we've ever done anything with them.
But by paying this, then they help the cities and this,
Yes.
and the
I
economic
don't know if the
development.
cities pay their own dues or not. I don't know, Miss Brown, honestly.
I'm okay with that, I guess,
Okay.
if that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is a yearly contract?
It's
Yeah, it's
dues
a
that we
dues.
pay.
Okay. I make a motion that we pay the dues for Great Plains Development, Inc.
Second.
Then moved and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
I don't have anything else.
We'll recess. Anything else? Nope. Okay, we're adjourned.